Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barberville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Port Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Port Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 5114 or go to millwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central. Hello and welcome to John J. Boswell Field here in Marion County in good old Lebanon, Kentucky. Lebanon, Kentucky is the most central part of Kentucky. If you wanted to get educated on your Kentucky facts there, the most central location in Kentucky is in Lebanon, here in Marion County. Blue and Gold Network brings you a special broadcast on the road all the way from Marion County for some Panther football action. This is our first on-the-road live stream. Football especially is a huge live stream for everybody here in our media department, and a big thing here for Knox Central. So tonight you got a real slobber knocker between the Marion County Knights and the Knox Central Panthers. You got your captains from Knox Central lining up and ready to step out. John Hobbs, Kashawn Robinson, Evan Taylor, and Zach Carroll, it looks like, over there as your captains for Knox Central. So definitely a big game for the Panthers tonight. You lost last week against Whitley County. You're going to want to take a good win here at Marion, going to South Laurel next week at home. Definitely a quality win right here if you can pull away. Knox Central went to camp with Marion County last year. If you know anything about the football team, we go on a annual camp over at the TVA there in Artemis, and you stay there for about 3 days, and usually with the other team. Marion County's coach last year was Arthur Carter, who is now Pineville's head coach. I was told that Arthur is supposed to be at the game tonight, but I don't really have any word on that. But this is going to be a big win for Knox Central if they can come away here. It could be a defining loss if they can't pull it away here. I'm also by myself tonight. Usually I've got a good friend, either Steve Black or Peyton Barnhill, or even last night I had freshman Shelby Smith and sophomore Emily Jordan on the live stream last night as your Panthers took down Linkamp in a 3-set sweep. Volleyball team will be taking on Bell County in the 2A tournament tomorrow, and then they play Barville, playing for that first district seed Tuesday at Knox Central. We will be streaming that as well. But you're about a minute 15 to kickoff here at Marion County. Your keys of the game, if you're Knox Central, you just want to keep that run game short, keep it rolling, keep everything smooth. You can't let any hiccups happen. You had a couple hiccups. You had the game won against Whitley County, but a couple fumbles, a couple flags here and there, just little things that didn't allow us to execute against Whitley County. If you cut down on those, you play solid defense, you play solid offense, you come out of here with a win. Make the trek back home. Then you got South Laurel next week at home, at Martin County the week after that. You got teams like Hazard, then you got district play, your McQuarrie, Clay, Bell, and Rockcastle. We will be making it to every single game the rest of the season except for Martin County. So we will be going to Clay, Bell, and Williamsburg, pending, something happening or any sort of issues that arise within these next few weeks. But we should be at every single game. So that's why this is such a big game for Knox Central right here, is because you're 0-1. You win this week. You've been 0-2. You went 0-2 last year. You started out with a loss to Whitley County and South Laurel. So, like I said, you get a win right here. You start off your season 1-1. You're back to 0-0, but you got an 8-game season. You're 0-0, but there's an 8-game season, as Marion County is now running out. This was also a bowl game. The previous game was between Danville and Fairdale. If you weren't here to watch that, you missed an absolute classic of a game between the Admirals and the opposing Fairdale. Danville, a team that Knox Central had played the last 2 years, and wound up defeating both of them. Steve Parton actually set a 13th region record in rushing yards that game, tied the record for touchdowns. I believe he ran for like 530 yards. Watching that from the sideline was insane, because I remember going into halftime and Coach Buckner looking at Steve-O and going, "You're going to run the ball, you're going to take it, and you're going to go and you're going to win us this game." And in the next year, we go up and play them at Center College as Danville's field was being reworked. As looks like Knox Central will be taking the ball here first. You want to get a score right here. Set the tone. let Marion County know you're not really messing around. You ain't going to come in here and you're coming onto their home turf. You're coming on their home field to try and come out of here with a win. You're not here to mess around with people and make jokes and have fun. You're here to win a football game. Marion County coming here to defend their home field. You got a good pep section. You got the cheerleaders. You got the band. You got a big crowd. You got everybody. And so if you're Marion County, this would be a big home win, especially for the culture they have here in good old Lebanon. So both teams actually had to warm up on the baseball and softball fields, which was something that we did whenever we played South Laurel last year in a bowl game. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if me and my old buddy Chase right here don't get home till about 3 o'clock in the morning. It'll be a late game, late game. I also wanted to give a little shout-out to my buddy Chase Mills here. Only other person with me here today. No, as he says hi there on the mic. He's the camera guy. He's the one running it. He's going to be doing all your tech stuff. So I do have a partner here, but it's not your usual partner, as Marion County will kick off. A little squib right up the middle, going to go to number 1, Evan Hubbard, who's going to return it, gives it up to the 40, almost breaks tackle, but takes it to about the 42-yard line. 38-yard line. Panthers will start with the ball. 11:54 on the clock. He only ran off about 6 seconds there. Marion County going to be one of those, down and dirty teams that they're just going to be scrappy, man. I remember we played with them at camp last year. They're just a team that they'll just hit you right in the mouth, and they'll just keep going and keep going and keep pressing and pressing and pressing. They won't let up. They won't let off the gas. Knox Central let off the gas last week against Whitley County. That's what led them to luse. You got four down linemen here. You got 1 high safety, 3-backer look. They're just going to give a little toss at the Mills, but Sizemore, as it's a sweep, and he can't get the ball, fumble. Can't pick it up. You see, that's what I was saying about simple mistakes. That's a first game mistake that you make right there, not a second game mistake. That's something you have muscle memory by this second game. So now you're going for 2nd and 21 right here within your own 30-yard line. You got a large deficit to come back from. But if you're John Hobbs, you're going to go into that huddle and you're going to say, okay, boys, it's first play. Sorry, I believe it's going to be 2nd and 18 is on the scoreboard. But Hobbs is going to go from the gun this time. You've got 2 receivers to your left. You got a little tight end action there. Daughtry in motion, going to go with the jet sweep, trying to get outside there. He gets the outside edge, and he's going to keep going, pushed out for about a gain of 7 or 8 yards. You see, but if you make that play on 1st and 10, it's 2nd and 3rd. But play like that, now you're only you're about 3rd and 12 right here. You're coming out. You've ran the ball twice. Marion County playing up. They're wrapping up everything. Even that sweep right there. That was thrown to Sizemore, Marion County jumped on it pretty quickly, so Sizemore would have had to make a couple men miss. So this is a big 3rd down right here. It's your first drive of the game. You got 2 to your left, 2 to your right. Hobbs from the gun steps back, gives it over to Pritchard, who cannot corral the ball in there, as it's going to be an incomplete pass, just an errant pass there from Hobbs. As the Panthers are going to punt on their first drive here, 3 and out. Not what you want to see right here if you're the Panthers. So kind of talking about your little pregame rituals you have here at Knox Central. One thing I talked about in Whitley County. Your Coach Mills, you like to set the mood. You like to sit there for a little bit. I know they didn't leave till about 5 o'clock, so they probably set up in the library, a couple of the rooms. Just kind of sit there, chill out there for a minute. You get on that bus, you're quiet, you get up here, you go, you practice on that field. And one of my favorite things about playing for Coach Mills was those pregame speeches he would give. And one thing that I recognize the players, it's going to be wave dead. Oh, I believe something's wrong with Lucas Olmstead. And Evan Taylor and Braden Sizemore are going to come out here. Wonder what was going on there, but one thing that I always kind of notice about Coach Mills that not really a whole lot of people notice. Oh, what a punt right there. If that'll keep rolling. Oh, jump on that. That'll be Panther ball if he can jump onto it. Depends on who's got it. As it just bounced off right there, you see he should just let that keep rolling, but I do believe it's going to be Marion County football. It just depends on who's got it at the bottom of that scrum right there. Probably a fight for the ball right there. There's still some legs squirming around. It's going to be Marion County football. I believe some players are pointing towards Marion County's way. It's going to be Marion County football. See, that's a play right there where if you're the returner, you just step away from the football. You just step away. Still a great punt right there from Evan Taylor. You're going to want to see that every single time. It'll be Marion County football. Back to what I was saying. Coach Mills, some of the players didn't even realize this before I pointed it out to them last year. Coach Mills calls every player men. Hey, men, let's go do this. It's not, hey, guys, hey, boys, let's go do this. It's men. He calls you a man. He refers to you like you're a grown man. You're not, okay, the freshmen are called boys. The seniors are called, the guys, this and that. Like, it's everybody's a man. Everybody's on a level field. Coach Mills coming back here for his second year. Kind of like I was saying, Coach Carter was also a bit of a Bell County guy. Kind of knew Coach Mills back in the day. I believe there might have been a flag thrown there as crew chief is tucking a flag into his waistband. First and 10, Marion County's going to go under center. You got one split back. They're just going to go trap up the middle, hand it off, You see, I kind of had that problem when they played against Whitley County. Fumble. Fumble, unless he was down. Is he marked down, or is it going to be Knox Central ball? He's marked down. I didn't even see who had the ball right there. Especially with these maroon uniforms, it's hard to see who has the football. It's going to be a gain of 2 for the Knights right there. So apologies. I know Whitley County fooled me a lot last night. They would fake it to Parker, and Ross would take it for Rose or Ross. He would take it for his own keeper. So apologies if I'm not right here. So they're going to go wing T formation. This is what their Whitley County's bread and butter was. So you've seen this, just a handoff up the middle, and that's a big play right there. First down, Marion County pushes into Knox Central territory. So if you're Knox Central, you're not liking the way that these first drives have went. Marion County gets a first down on just their second play of the game, and Knox Central couldn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage their entire first drive. You're seeing a 4-down lineman look. You got your 4 backers and your 3 DBs. Brother duo there in Caleb and Evan Taylor. It's going to be just a little handoff in the end around. You see, I was looking at 25, and I thought he had the ball. Then I look, and I go, oh, no, he doesn't, this and that. It's tough, and that's the thing that even if I'm even being fooled, and I have one of the best angles on the field, I can imagine what those players out there are thinking. And I played D-end against a couple of those wing T kind of smash-mouth teams, especially when you play against teams like Bell County and Clay County, teams who will run wishbone, who will run this thing. Even like when I played in middle school, you had teams like Rock Castle and, again, Bell County and Harlan County, these teams that would run wishbone. It's hard to know who has the football, and that's one of those things where these are it's not that hard if you get a hold of it, as it's going to be a little reverse right there. Gains about 6 yards. If everybody does their job well, it'll be smothered and it'll be fine. But that's the thing about those wing T teams is that when the ball hits, it hits. You really won't see a lot of 4 or 5 yard gains. You'll see 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, 50 yards, 50 yards, 1 yard, 1 yard, 10 yards, 15 yards, 15 yards. So either it hits or it doesn't. And that's the kind of that's why a lot of teams have kind of progressed from the wing T and the wishbones, because those are very old school. But if it works, it works. QB under center, got a man in motion. Ball is handed off to number 23. So he's just going to go backwards, but he gets that outside edge. Looks like it's going to be a first down Marion County. They're going to say, yeah, it's going to be a first down Marion County by about a yard or two, as they are driving the ball on the Panthers. Knox Central just getting off on the wrong foot here. But no need to freak out. They're still at the 35-yard line. They're driving. But if you can just get a couple stops right here, try and get a punt out of them, unless their kicker can kick 52 yards. You've only got one backer. They've had a couple of different backers there at the split back. It's going to be a trap right up the middle, and it's still a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. I'd say about 5 yards, brings it to the 30-yard line. as Marion County definitely watched film. That was kind of the play that really screwed us up. You see what Whitley County did, but what was different is that what Whitley County did is they would just hand it to Parker straight up right there, and he would just hit the hole and hit the gap, and he would just go, go, go. But at Marion County, it's kind of like, okay, fake this right here and then do this. Okay, fake this right here and do this. And it's working. It's catching the Panthers off guard. Just got to stay at home if you're Knox Central. You got 4 down linemen and Braden Sizemore standing up. You got 3 backers. It's going to be an end around as number 30 has it. He's going to get a first down. There's going to be a flag. Looks like it's going to be a face mask on the Panthers. As Marion County is driving the football right now. I'm sure Coach Mills down there saying stick to your keys. That's something he always liked to say. That flag, that'll be a face mask on the Panthers. It looked like Knox Central was trying to argue maybe there was some holding there on the outside, which is something that as a defensive lineman, everybody holds. It's something that you kind of learn as you play defensive line more and more throughout your life. Everybody holds. It's just a matter of who can hide it the best. And it's difficult. That's why I think it's so difficult to play D-line is that it's a lot about moving your hands. And so one thing that a coach will tell you, go over to your coach and you'll say, well, coach, they're holding me. Then coach will look right at you. Every coach I've ever had said, well, just get off the block. Just get off the block. That's all we're asking. It's going to be a little trap or handoff right there, stuffed way behind the line of scrimmage. But the ball comes out. It's going to be a flag. Should be a late hit there on Noah Parton because he was kind of wrapping up right there. I believe he just didn't hear the whistle right there. I don't think there was any malicious intent behind that. I feel like that defense out there, they're just starting to freak out. They're starting to just not stick to their keys, not really they're getting moved around up front. And just not a whole lot going on if you're Knox Central. As the crew chief is talking to Coach Mills on the sideline there, I believe they're telling him what happened. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Panthers.
The penalty is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Knox Central.
Got to keep your composure. Got to keep it together. Got to do. Can't let things like that affect you. As I think that's the spot of the ball, but I thought it was going to be a little closer. I think it's halfway the distance to the goal line, unless they've already spotted it. They're going to go with a little bit more of a heavy formation here as they're bringing in Braxton Saylor, taking out Braden Sizemore. You got some pretty big boys there on that D-line, but a lot of them are sophomores and juniors. Only 2 or 3 seniors out there right now. I know you have Evan Taylor and Kashawn Robinson that I can see right now. But, okay, well, let's look right here. You got Jathan Collins, sophomore, Donovan Smith, junior, Braxton Saylor, junior, Matthew Pawinski, freshman, Cash Collins, sophomore, Zach Carroll, that's our 3rd senior out there, Evan Hubbard, sophomore, Noah Parton, a junior. So you got a very junior and sophomore heavy team and a couple freshmen out there really making a difference. Marion County looking to punch it in right here as they have the ball on the 8-yard line. You're able to push it into Knox Central's red zone at least, and even if you don't come away with a touchdown right here, you've pushed all the way up here. You get the ball back at half. You've controlled the ball. You've controlled the clock. There's still only about 6.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. They're talking it over here. I think they're having a talk over with one of the players, telling him to shut up, I believe. So the usual thing is usually a player's taken out straight after unsportsmanlike, because that's an unsportsmanlike conduct on a Panther player within the first 6 minutes of the game. One more, he's out of the game. Whoever it may be, I don't know specifically who it was given to. It's going to be an end around right there. Touchdown, Marion County. There's a flag right there. Or I think he was marked short anyway, so
Unsportsmanlike conduct was called on Noah Parton. I thought so, but I thought I saw the crew chief come over there and talk to Donovan Smith, and I was wondering, what did Don do? I believe it's going to be a holding call right there. You see, that's another thing I was saying about how well you can hide the holding. Those end-around plays, as an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, that's something you got to fight that outside pressure, but every little bit counts if you're a lineman. So if you can just hold ever so slightly, that could be the difference between somebody making a shoestring tackle and somebody punching it right to the end zone. 6:23 to go here in the first quarter. Score is 0-0. Both teams still 3 timeouts. Everything's cooling off right here if you're Knox Central. As the ball is still getting moved back, I believe. So it's going to be about first and first and goal, but it's going to be from about the 13-yard line rather than the 8-yard line. Still, it's going to be first and goal. Goal to go. Got to punch it in the end zone right here if you're Marion County. You can't let that kind of momentum. You had all the momentum right there. You can't let something like that screw you up. You got to punch it in right here. They're going to hand it off. Knox Central stays home, wraps them up at about the 5-yard line, but they still push it in there. Still another about an 8-yard gain for Marion County. Battle of the Brass Lantern was last night between Union and the Cumberlands. Cumberlands coming away with a 45-11 win there. One of the bigger rivalries around here, or around Knox County, and your Laurel counties and your Whitley counties. With the Williamsburg-Barville rivalry, you only have about 35 minutes of travel in between there. Only 2 years ago did a pick six decide the game between Union and the Cumberlands. It's going to be just a trap up the middle. He's going to push it forward, and he's going to fall forward. I believe it's going to be. I thought he scored right there, but I must have been looking at the wrong line. He's going to be called short. So I think I was wrong on that first call right there. I think he pushed it. I think they marked him at about the 7-yard line rather than the 4-yard line that I thought he fell at. So now they're at the 4-yard line, but it's only third down. You still got 2 plays left. I believe their split back just came out there to make the call, gave the call to the quarterback. That's something interesting. Number 8 went out there and made the call rather than number 4 coming back from the coach. Something I haven't seen before. Still sticking into that wing T. It's going to be a timeout. Timeout Marion County. We're going to go to ads.
This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream.
Back at John J. Boswell Field here in Marion County. 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Marion County has pushed it within the 5-yard line. It is third down. Panthers looking to make a goal line stop right here. If they can stick to their keys and hold them away from that touchdown. Marion County looking to score. It's going to be a QB sneak. What a play call right there as he falls forward. It's going to be a touchdown, Marion County. Beautiful play call right there as looked like Knox Central was waiting on maybe a fullback trap or maybe a little toss to the outside because they beat them on that outside edge right there, but it was just they split the Red Sea right there for the quarterback, and he sneaks through, scores a touchdown there. Marion County will start off the night for the scoring. They will start with the ball back at half, so you're in a bad position right now if you're Knox Central. You got to go out there, you got to score this next drive, get a couple stops, and maybe you're in a good spot. But Knox Central jumps off sides right there on a PAT attempt. I mean, I've played football for years. I don't think I've ever seen an offsides on a PAT attempt because usually it's all motion. Your long snapper will look under and the holder will flash his hand, and that's whenever they go to snap it. I guess they were on maybe a little bit of a delay right there, maybe a count, and it's going to be good or no good. It looked good from here. I thought it snuck over that top left upright. Marion County 6, Knox Central 0. Your score here with 4:42 left to go here in the first. Not a good start for the Panthers. You didn't allow any big explosive plays. You only let up whenever you smothered their defense, you smothered them. You got them quick there, but on a couple of those end arounds, they're just letting up too many yards. That's the thing about wing T offenses. Every yard counts. Every single yard counts. So I think if Knox Central can just stick to their keys and play more defense, play tougher, play down, play low, play dirty. Sorry if I haven't been calling out enough names or tackles or anything. We do not have any rosters. Of course, I'm from Knox Central, so I know a lot of these guys, and I'll be able to talk about them. But I don't know anybody from Marion County. I don't have a roster on hand. I was not given a roster, anything like that. So I do apologize if that's an issue, as it looks like Caleb Taylor picked up the ball right there and takes it to about the 32-yard line. Or the 37-yard line, apologies. Knox Central going to start with the ball on the 36-yard line. 4.5 still to go here. Panthers going to take the field. You got to score right here if you're the Panthers. You got to score. Marion County already taking a timeout. So you got to kind of use that to your advantage this half. You want to press. Press. You still have 16 minutes left here in the half. Hobbs under center. One down back, one receiver out. Just a little sweep. Hits it up towards the middle. But it's stuffed here at about the 40-yard line. Still about a 4 or 5-yard gain as he is marked down at the 41-yard line. You see, those Marion County linemen, man, they play hard. They'll smack you right in the mouth. They do their job, and they stick to their keys. All they know is just play. And that's exactly what they're doing. It seems like a very coachable up front up there. As Sizemore takes that to about the 41-yard line. Spencer out wide. Under center again, fakes it, but it's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Seemed like a good play call right there. You know, you run a couple toss sweeps to Sizemore. Thought maybe you'd catch him off guard there with a little fullback action. Zach Carroll with the carry right there, pushes it forward about, he's actually stopped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he may have gotten a yard or two. Still at the 41-yard line. Now it's third down. You've quickly come to third down. I think the Panthers they're getting a little bit too comfortable up there up front. I think they're thinking they're getting a lot more yards than they're actually getting. Still in the I formation with one split wide receiver. Hand off to Sizemore. He's going to hit that hole, and he's going to get a first down for the Panthers. Barely, though, as a helmet comes off. That means number 5 will have to come out for a play.
Number 33 carries the ball, breaking Sizemore. Stop by number 2, Zach Camber. And run.
Sorry about that. First down. Ball is on Marion County's 46-yard line. Okay, you got that first down. You got a fresh set of downs. You're still under center, but you got 2 to your right. And you've only got one backer in the backfield as they're going to hand it off to Sizemore. And he's stuffed, but he gets that outside edge, but he fumbles the football. Marion County football. You see, you thought that Braden Sizemore was going to get that outside edge right there, but he does not. try to kick it out right there. You see you've got 5 down linemen there for Marion County, and they're going in there, and they're going smash mouth, and they're hitting them right in the teeth, and I don't think Knox Central's expecting it. You only had one backer back there. You didn't really have a lead blocker. But now, okay, you're back on defense. The ball is in your own half of the field. You just can't let another drive like that happen. Stupid little mistakes are affecting Knox Central. Little fumbles, little flags, letting up yard by yard by yard. So now Marion County's going to come out in the spread. You're up a score. There's 2:45 left in the first. You're kind of playing a little bit more conservative. You want to hold on to this lead as long as you can. Fumble, but the quarterback's going to keep it, and he is hit hard at the 48-yard line. He will be about 5 yards short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about 2nd and 14. You're seeing some decent defense here from Knox Central right there. You see Marion County went away from their bread and butter. They went away from the wing tee. They went with something a little bit more unfamiliar, and it didn't pay off. They're going to go from the shotgun again, but more down linemen, only one split wide receiver. It looks just like a wing tee, but with a quarterback in the backfield rather than under center. It's like a double reverse right there, blown up. I mean, just a trick play right there. Is he going to find goal? There's a block in the back anyways. It's coming back, and he's hit. He lost. Oh, my goodness. He lost about 15 yards right there. That's one of those things that just a miscommunication. Looked like it should have been about a double reverse. I believe Marion County has showed their cards, and I believe they're just trying to throw a little bit more in there, try and keep Knox Central on their toes, but it doesn't work. So not only was there a block in the back, but also a loss of about 15. So no matter what, Marion County is being pinned deep. So that penalty is declined because I believe if they accepted that, it would have been a replay of the down. But now it's going to be 3rd and about, golly, where are they marked at? The 39-yard line to go to the other 34. That's about 3rd and 27. But you got one real deep safety in Evan Taylor. He's only back there in case of a deep play. I'm sure you're going to play a little bit farther back, but look, they're back under the wing tee. So a little fullback trap right here can go far if Knox Central doesn't stay to their keys. As it's going to be a false start, I believe.
False start. Called on the Knights. 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty puts them back towards the 34-yard line. So you're going from 34 to 34. 16 yards and 16 yards. It's about 3rd and 32. Ball on their own 33-yard line. I mean, just bad mistakes right there from Marion County. Again, stick to your keys if you're Knox Central. You got 4 down linemen and 1 rushing. They look like they're running the same plays. It's back to 30. See, that hits big right there. Big play. But you see, that's a 15-yard play you got right there. But now it's still 4th and 16. 4th and a country mile to go. I believe coach is just going to send out the punt team right there. But again, that's a huge play right there to kind of keep it up towards midfield. So rather than the punter sitting in his own red zone punting, he's punting for himself from about the 35-yard line. You get the ball back. That was a good stop right there, but now you got to score. High arcing kick, and you're just going to tell Knox just get away from the ball. It's going to go. It's going to roll back to about the 32-yard line. 49 seconds left on the clock. Marion County up 6-0.
Ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line of Knox Central. First down for the Panthers.
So you get the ball back. You fumbled the ball. Sizemore has fumbled the ball twice already this game, but that's your reliable back. That's your guy. That's your running back. The running back that you're wanting to give the ball to. So now you saw them hand it off a couple times to Carroll and they gave it to Daughtry on a jet sweep a couple times. Hobbs from the gun has his running back in front of him. Looks like it may be a QB keeper right here. Yes, it will. Right up the middle. 14-0 backer, as we called that. As he's pushing forward, John Hobbs is one gritty quarterback. Still gets another extra 2 yards after the contact right there. Going to make it about 2nd and 1. I don't know if that exactly was 14-0 backers, that man in motion right there. But, you know, when you see that, playing under Coach Mills. That was a play that Fairdale really liked to run. If you watch the Danville and Fairdale game up here, Fairdale ran that play a pretty good amount. Hobbs in the gun again with 2 to his left. Try to run a little buck sweep action to the right. It's going to hit, and Sizemore is going to push forward to the 49-yard line for a first down Panthers with 6.3 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. I think he was inbound, so I think the clock is going to run right here unless he was out of bounds. Yeah, they're going to go to the quarter right here. Your end of the first quarter is going to be 6-0, Marion County leading. We will go to ads.
This
This
is
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Welcome back to John J. Boswell Field here in Marion County as we're starting off strong here in the second quarter. Hobbs from the gun gives it to takes it by himself, but he's going to keep running backwards. There's nothing to go right here. He's going to throw the ball. It's caught. That was not a designed pass right there. He's still going. There's a flag on the play, but I think it was a legal man downfield. I do not think that was a designed run play. Or a designed pass play, sorry. Yeah, it's going to be illegal. I would have to say a legal man downfield. Yeah. That was not a designed pass play. You could tell. I think that's only going to move it back about 5 yards, though, and replay the down. I think that was supposed to be a jet sweep to Pritchard, but maybe Hobbs just fumbled the snap right there. It's going to be on the right hash mark. That buck sweep hit really good there to end the first quarter. Maybe that might be your bread and butter. Is you got those 4 down linemen. See, this is the perfect set. They practice this set all the time when it comes to counter. I don't think they've ran counter yet. Again, 4 down linemen, but 5 down line for Knox Central. Pass protection. He's going to roll out far, and he's just going to take off, get as many yards as he can. He's going to try and get out of bounds. Almost gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to make it about 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 10. I think the announcer just said that was carried by Landon Doherty. Landon Doherty's a receiver. Spencer and Doherty out wide to the left for Hobbs. Hobbs in the gun, got one backer to his left. He's going to hand off to Sizemore. He's going to hit up towards the middle. He's just going to keep pushing forward and forward. Gets it into Marion County territory, but still going to be about 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. You pushed it to it's going to be about 3rd and 5. Looks like it's right in the middle of the sticks right there. So you've pushed forward. If you just need about 3 or 4 yards and you're going for it and you're confident that you're going to get that first down. 3rd and 5, 10 minutes to go. Marion County up 6-0 here at John J. Boswell Field. Hobbs in the gun, snaps the ball, takes it himself, goes to the left. He's going. He's got the first down, and he's got a whole lot more. Pushes it into the 38-yard line. First down, Panthers. Big gain right there. You see this Knox Central offensive line is a workhorse. They are going and going and going. Missing Hunter Mills tonight, who got injured against Whitley County last week.
The ball is marked at the 39-yard line.
Blue and Gold Network brings you a special broadcast on the road all the way from Marion County for some good old-fashioned Panther football action. 4-down lineman again for Marion County. That's that up front look you want to see as Sizemore takes it again, tries to get outside. He is wrapped up 5 yards short of the line of scrimmage. Marion County read that like a book. That sucks right there. That's a drive killer. Panthers, I feel like they think that they're just going to walk away with a win right here. They just, I don't know, they don't look too urgent out there as Hubbard's going to come in at running back. See, I think he saw some gold out there. Again, he's digging for gold that ain't there. I said that a whole lot last week against when we played Whitley County. Hubbard in at running back. Pritchard, Daughtry, and Spencer out wide. You got one tight end to the left. Hobbs steps back, heaves a long ball to Pritchard. It is almost intercepted. Makes it 3rd and 14. Big shot there from Knox Central. It's going to fall incomplete. Sizemore checks back in at running back. 8.5 to go here in the second quarter. Just got to play. Just got to keep playing football. 3rd and 14. You kind of want to push it close. Okay, now you got Daughtry in the slot over there to his left. Hobbs with the ball. Steps back to throw. Everything's covered. Olmsted grabs it. He's got a first down. Panthers, a huge grab from the sophomore Olmsted. What a throw and a catch right there. Huge play. Now you've pushed it over to the Marion County 27-yard line. You got to punch it in right here if you're Wayne Mills and company. Knox is going to break the huddle right here. So let's take a look at that offensive line year by year. Your left tackle's a sophomore, left guard's a sophomore, center's a junior, your right guard is a senior, and your right tackle is a sophomore. Very young offensive line. They hand it off to Sizemore right up the middle, and he's going to push forward for about 3 or 4 yards, maybe even a 5th right there. Looks like he fought for a couple extra yards. 7:45 to go here in the half. Got 4 yards in that play. 2nd and 6. Hobbs again from the gun. They've stayed away from under center. Motions a man. Gives it to Daughtry. He's going to try and get it outside. He is almost wrapped up, and he pushes forward for about 4 yards. It's going to be about 3rd and 1. Okay, now you're 3rd and 1. You're within the red zone of Marion County. If you can get a first down, get you a fresh set of downs, they're going to bring out the big boys. Looks like you got a little goal line formation right here. It's 3rd and 1. You've got 2 chances to get that first down. See, this is where the Knox Central couldn't convert. They had the ball within Whitley County's 19-yard line, up 2 with the ball, 3rd quarter, had control, and Evan Hubbard fumbled the ball. We called that pigs formation last year. You got 2 pigs right there, and Donovan Smith and another guy snaps the ball, gives it to Sizemore. He just doesn't go to the hole. There was a wide open hole right there for Braden Sizemore, and he tried to kick it out rather than just push forward and getting 1 yard. Now it's 4th down. Timeout. Timeout timeout Knox Central.
This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 5.
Panthers break the huddle right here. You're probably looking at a hard count right now if you're the Panthers. If you can draw them off sides, it's going to be a 1st down Panthers. Maybe have a backup play. If I had to guess, you got Zach Carroll out there as a fullback. They are stacking the box. Snaps the ball, gives it to Carroll. He can't push forward. He tries to go around. He is they're saying everybody's pointing to a 1st down, but they're going to have to mark the football. If they mark it where he's at, he's going to be short. It's going to be short. Marion County football within their own red zone as Zach Carroll wasn't able to push forward right there for a 1st. Very disappointing right now if you are Knox Central. Very disappointing. You push into the red zone, you got a 4th and 1, and you go back, or you got 3rd and 1, then you go back and you almost get that 1st down. Still about a yard short. Wing T, right back to it. Man in motion, going to hand it off to number 5 out there as he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Okay, now I feel like Knox Central's defense is starting to figure out the Knights. As the Knights they've started to show their cards. I believe that's what led to that double reverse back there that was blown up big time. Again, like I said, there's number 23 going out to give the call there to number 4. Interesting. Usually you have your signal caller go from straight from the coach to the huddle, but you have another player. You have a middleman right there, I guess, so there's no miscommunication. Oh, Lori Baker, why don't you go tell Allie I said hi as well. As the ball is over his head, and it looks like Marion County falls onto it, but it's going to be about 3rd and a country mile. It's going to be officially a loss of 10. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 20, 3rd and 21. You're within your own 10-yard line. You're on about your own 8, I believe. You'll have really a lot of markers on the field. Can't really see the hashes. .445 to go here in the half. You're Knox Central. You get a big stop right here. Knox Central they've held Marion County. They've figured out their offense as this going to be a handoff, but it's a fumble. I believe, did Knox Central fall on it? Knox Central fell on it. Knox Central ball at the 8-yard line. A huge play right there to push it within the 10. It's back-to-back fumbles for the Knights. That's going to kill them. Blown up plays and errant plays like that is what's going to lose you the game for Marion County. You still got the lead, but Knox Central is knocking right on that door, looking to tie the game and potentially take the lead, whatever they do at the PAT, whether they go for 2 or kick the ball with kicker Kobe Woolham, who only missed 1 extra point from the scrimmages and last week's Whitley County game, kicked a field goal, scored 3 points for the Panthers, and hit all his PATs except for one, and hit all his PATs in the scrimmages against Campbell County and Wayne County. Hobbs under center, I formation. Donovan Smith in there at fullback. It's a big boy. Sizemore's going to juke back in. Falls forward. Touchdown, Panthers! They tie up the game here at Marion County, going for a PAT to take the lead with 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. They're going to kick the PAT with freshman Eli Carey holding the ball. Zach Carroll, your long snapper. He's been your long snapper here at Knox Central for about 3 years. Definitely most of his high school tenure. That's what he works on a whole lot. Woolham lines it up. Good hold. Kick is good. Right down the middle of the uprights. Knox Central takes the lead within 4.5 minutes of halftime ending. Maybe you get another stop, maybe push back and keep your foot on the gas. We're going to take an ad break here before next kickoff.
This
This
is
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews with notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit
Back here at John J. Boswell Field with 4.5 to go here in the half. Knox Central takes the lead. They've figured out Marion County's offense the last few drives. Marion County played some very solid football defensively and offensively. They've been able to hold the Panthers on all the drives except for the drive that started within their own 8-yard lines. They pick it up. He's got a wide open lane. He's going to go. Only one man to beat. Woolham tackles him at about the 27-yard line. A huge play, a huge hiccup there from Knox Central. But Marion County will push the ball up to about the 27-yard line. Big play for the Knights before the half. You try and get a score right here to retake the lead after Knox Central just got some momentum. That's a big play right there.
Ball is spotted on the Knox Central 26-yard line for a 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Got a half moon tonight over here. Back to the wing tee, under center, starting with the ball at the 27-yard line as opposed to your own 40. Hands off the end around as he is almost wrapped up. He trips and falls. You see, doesn't matter if you start with the ball on the 27-yard line if you're going backwards every single play. I don't think Marion County hasn't had a positive play in the last 2 drives. As opposed to the very, very solid first drive right there. The first drive they had when they scored the touchdown, they were handing the ball up the middle. They were getting around. They were getting around the D lineman. But like I said, I think the Marion County showed their cards. Like I've said multiple times throughout this live stream, they've kind of threw the kitchen sink at Knox Central already. It seems on offense. So now it's back to just trying to dominate that up front. Hand it off up the middle, trap. No linebackers there. He's going to keep going, pushing forward for it looks like another first down for Marion County. Quality first down there for the Knights after going backwards 2 yards. Their first positive play in the last 3 drives goes for a first down.
Runs it up for a 1st down. Knights.
Now, in only your 3rd play of the drive, you've pushed the ball into Knox Central's red zone, knocking on the door to take that lead.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
Under center, man in motion. Hands off to trap up the middle. Great play design right there. He's going to go. Touchdown, Marion County. Trucks a man going into the end zone. Marion County takes the lead with only a minute of playtime right there in that drive. Now leading 12-7, barring how this PAT goes. Potentially to take a full score lead with a 2-point conversion if it is good. You didn't stick to your keys there if you're Knox Central. You let up a big return, then you get them on that first sweep right there, then you get them up the middle right there. A great play design from the Knights. It's going to be a timeout, Marion County.
This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606.
If you're wondering about a couple scores from around the region, Corbin is up 21-0 on North Laurel in the third quarter. As it's Marion County's going to run their 2-point conversion play, and he's going to be wrapped up way short of the goal line. No good. 21-0 North. I believe Bell County won 55-14. I saw that earlier. If you're curious about some of the scores throughout the region right now. Link Camp won 43-0 over Berea.
This
Facebook at Golden Girls Monitoring.
More information, call Barberville. Provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Milton and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to milwardandcastle.net. Barberville provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing.
Call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of.
If you weren't watching, there was a flag call. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct called on the Knights. But going back to scores throughout the 13th region, South Laurel up 63-14 over Clay County right now. Williamsburg was playing at Paris, and the most recent score is 30-28. Williamsburg was down 30-0. Williamsburg was down 30-0 to Paris, but they have fought back, and 30-28 was the most recent score. Actually, correction, 36-32, Paris leading with 1:50 left. Knott County Central wins over Jackson County 33-0. So you're kicking off from your own 25-yard line. Line drive right up the middle. Spencer Pritchard's going to jump on it. He's going to go, and he's going to start pushing. He's still on his feet. He's still going. He's going all the way. Knox Central pushes it. He's tackled at about the 5-yard line, so Knox Central gets a huge return of their own. Push it into the Marion County red zone. You're looking to punch it in before the half. You're probably going to see about 3 scores within the last 5 minutes of the half, barring another Marion County score. Of course, even if Knox Central converts right here and scores before the half. You're getting a little bit more momentum. You needed that. So you scored the touchdown there for Marion County, but then you got the unsportsmanlike. You got the huge return. Now Knox Central's, they're ringing on that doorbell, and they're about to start knocking on that door, and they're going to expect you to open it. QB keeper right up the middle. It's going to go. There's going to be a holding on the Panthers. I saw that number 54 from Marion County was held. Looks like somebody just didn't get a down block on their man. Looked like there was a good hole right there for John Hobbs to run through, but it will be a hold on Knox Central. Pushing the ball back a little bit further than they wanted to start the ball with. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Ball will be marked at the 20-yard line. First and, I believe, goal to go for the Panthers. So you're going to come out with a little bit more of a spread formation. You're probably not going to go under center. You got one backer to your left. You've got no wideouts to the field, but you've got two to the boundary. Daughtry and Spencer. Puts Daughtry in motion, snaps the ball as it's going to be a false start on the Panthers, pushing back even further. Now 25 yards away from the end zone than the original 10 on penalties alone. Olmsted and Evan Taylor are going to check into the game. When you've passed the ball, you've kind of gotten a hold of Marion County. That dig over the middle that went to Luke Olmsted for a big gain and that big first down. I mean, yeah, you're running the ball decently. You're only getting about 45 yards to carry. You haven't had too many explosive run plays other than a buck sweep there at the end of the quarter. Still trying to look to punch it in. He's empty backfield. It's a screen to Taylor, who's going to just step around. Double pass, intercepted, Marion County football. Sizemore, man, you can't do that. Kind of got a little rough there after the play, and that's something that can really cost your teams. They're still within their own 10-yard line. Double pass right there. Intercepted by Marion County, who will start off with the ball on their own 8-yard line. Now you just got to keep pushing. If you're Knox Central, you got to keep, you got to stick to your keys. Like I've said, when they've started with the ball in their own half of the field, I don't think they've scored other than that first drive. They started the ball, on their own. That second score came on their 27, but when they've started the ball back here, it was miscommunications. They kind of feel like their back's against the wall, I feel, against Knox Central. You got Jace Baker, J.C. Guy, Cash Collins, and Jathan Collins out there, end around, and he's just going to fall forward for about a yard. I think Marion County's going to play conservative right here and hold on to the ball to end the half. Get the ball back at half, try and make it a 2-score lead if you're the Knights. You really don't want to fumble the ball. I'm sure Coach went out there and told the guys just can't fumble it here in the red zone. That could be very dangerous for Marion County if you allow another score before the half ends, especially since you still have the ball, but now you're fighting you got to score again to win the game, and you haven't been running too well against Knox Central's defense. 2nd and 9. It's going to be a false start on the Knights. That pushes them back 5 yards, back to their own 5-yard line. Now that stops the clock, and it's about second and 13, I believe I'm told. They're at their own 4-yard line, trying to get to about the 18-yard line, something like that. Do you go spread here? Do you really chance? Do you go for the first down right here? As the clock will run now. Do you go for the first down right here, or do you try and run the ball, play conservative like I was saying? So because if you get the first down, you can really end the half. I mean, you could even really, if you wanted to, you could probably take a kneel. Actually, no, Knox Central has 2 timeouts. They're going to just QB sneak it up the middle, play it conservative, tell him to hold on to the football. He's going to try and fight forward for a yard or 2. But I don't think Knox is going to take a timeout. I think they're just going to kind of try and let it run to the half. Oh, no, timeout. So you believe that Coach Mills would have wanted to take that timeout immediately. 40 seconds left in the half. We're going to take an ad break.
This
Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Third down, back to the wing tee. You're handing it up the middle. You're stuffed right there. Coach Mills, I'm sure, is going to call a timeout. Still 36 seconds on the clock, and you got to run a play. It's fourth down at about fourth down territory. We're going to stay here. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. So your keys for the second half, if you're Knox Central, you got to convert on offense. You figured out Marion County's offense. You just can't let them get momentum. When they've started with the ball on their own side of the field, they haven't scored except for their first drive. So if Marion County still has to run another play, if you're punting from your own goal line almost. And if you run a play, you don't get the first down. Knox Central starting with the ball. So either way, if you could go for it. You can risk it. You can go for the first down in the half, go to the half up 5. But is that, I'm sure Marion County is trying to play conservative. Is that really the conservative thing to do right there? You take away that false start, it's about 4th and 2, and you have a much better shot of taking that risk. But it's still 4th and 7. And I'm sure Coach Mills is telling his guys, watch the football, watch the football, watch the football. They're going to try and probably draw them off sides. Maybe you're looking for a hard count right here. But they're not going to go for it. They're going to punt. Pritchard's back, but Pritchard is positioned at like the 40-yard line. So a return right there, just a 10-yard return, gets him close there. Almost blocked. It's going to be Pritchard's going to grab it. He's going to try and stiff arm a man. He's tackled at the 42-yard line. 30 seconds to go in the half, and you're on the 42-yard line. Maybe you try and punch it in right here. If you get a score right here, you're up on Marion County going into the second half, but Marion County is receiving the ball. The Knights have put themselves in a good position going into halftime here, no matter what happens. Got to get those early season jitters out if you're Knox Central. They're going to go spread formation. You've got Trips to your right. You've got Sizemore to your right as well. And you got one split receiver to the left. Only 5 down linemen. Going to pass protect. Rolls out right. Gets it to Daughtry. He's going to keep going up. He gets it to about the 35-yard line. And that's going to be about, seems about 7 yards right there. And you stop the clock. You've only took 5 seconds off the clock. And now you've pushed it to almost the 35-yard line. If you can do that every single play, you're looking at your final play with maybe 5 seconds left. You're looking at a much better final play of the half, looking for a good shot right there, maybe a little dial-up over the middle to Olmsted like you had previously in the game as Hobbs is going to come out with the play call. 2nd and 3rd on the 36-yard line. 24.8 left to go here in the second quarter. Marion County will receive the ball in the second half. You only got one safety back. All your DBs are playing up. You got Trips to the field, only one split back to the boundary. And he's going to give a go ball to Pritchard. He's going to keep going, and it's dropped. $20 seconds to go. You see, Knox Central was looking for a PI right there, but they those refs have a way better angle than I do, and I didn't see anything from up here. It looked like good coverage there from the DB. as Marion County is going to bring some of their defensive players over to the sideline, kind of talk to them. I think they're going to make a couple substitutions. I think they're going to bring a lot more lighter players. Don't really want to keep you want to keep your faster linemen in there. You've only got one safety back, but you're trying to tell your guys to play a little bit more back. But still, there's still 20 seconds on the clock. You don't have a timeout. Steps back, steps up in the pocket. Oh, pass fake right there. But Hobbs is going to take off. He's still going. He's got a first down and way more to the 15-yard line. Clock will stop. 9.6 on the clock. You're much closer. You're definitely you're in position to score a touchdown right here before half. You can dial something up. Cannot be tackled in bounds. So you'll probably see either a shot to the end zone or a maybe a little flat route like we saw to Daugherty earlier. Maybe try and get 7 or 8 yards, and you got the ball maybe the 5-yard line with maybe 2 or 3 seconds to go with an opportunity to even run the ball if you're really wanting to, if you're Coach Mills. So you can't really put all your safeties back now because they're at the 15-yard line, and they'll just run a draw, and they'll have all their linemen step up. And Knox Central could punch it in right here if Marion County doesn't play their cards right. See, trips, a very tight trips formation. Everybody very close, probably going to try and spread everything out there. Maybe look for a levels concept. And he's going to throw the ball. No, nowhere. I mean, that didn't look like it was going to anybody. Maybe to Daugherty or maybe trying to lead Spencer right there. It kind of looked like he was going towards the back of the end zone. Looked like a couple crossing routes coming over trying to beat Marion County over the top. But Hobbs released that ball pretty quickly and didn't really look intended to anybody. As they're going to put Evan Taylor into the game and call Coleman Spencer out. Panthers are going to break the huddle. Trips to the left. You got one backer in the backfield, one receiver to the boundary. Last play of the half here. Hobbs from the gun, steps back to throw. Heaves, gets hits as he throws. It's going to be incomplete. Your halftime score, Marion County 12, Knox Central 7. Marion County will receive the ball at the beginning of the half. Knights in a good position to win this game. Knox Central just can't freak out, got to play the football. We will go to ads.
Coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millward and Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Port Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millward and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to milwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millward & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millward & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to milwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. ETF and Boutique Clothing. Find them at 1263 or call them at 606-62.
Or give them a call